This is Kenneth. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is actually my first video, and I'm here to introduce myself. My name is Kenneth, and I've been a movie fan for as long as I can remember. Probably the first movies that I got myself into were the sci-fi movies, um, and I can remember that being Terminator, one of the first Terminator movies that ever came out. The first one, of course, 1984. And I was probably about 6 or 7 when I watched it. But I also got into horror movies and a lot of movies I was not supposed to actually watch when I was a kid, but my parents, they would leave me alone and they would ask me to go to the video store. And after a while, watching all the My Little Pony and Rainbow Bright and all this shit you're supposed to watch when you're a damn kid, yeah, it just got kind of boring. So I just start watching stuff that I wasn't supposed to. And I remember my dad actually telling me this story about how I went to rent Nightmare on Elm Street. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Pretty much that's what happened. And I got obsessed with the horror genre, like, a lot. I remember watching stuff, Silent Night, Deadly Night, had a scene where the guy chops off the dude's penis. I had fucking no idea what the fuck I was watching. No clue. But what happened is that it grew me into the movies that I actually enjoyed more, which is more like cult following, and I had no clue what I was getting myself into. But I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I have an open mind about movies. And I'm here actually to review movies and tell people what, like directors and like the composers for the soundtracks, the producers, everything. And I will tell you guys about that. I'm still learning a lot about the movies myself, and I'm always still learning. I love movies a lot, actually. Parasite was a great movie. I actually did a review on TikTok, and that actually inspired what we have today on this YouTube channel. So I can't wait to show you what I have, and can't wait to tell you guys about all the movie experiences I've had in my life. And yeah, right. So first off, I wanted to start off with a review of one of my first movies that I remember seeing, because I was just talking about it right now, called A Nightmare on Elm Street. And it was directed by Wes Craven, music by Charles Bernstein, who did The Entity, and as well as Deadly Friend for Wes Craven later. The movie stars Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, Heather Langenkamp as Nancy, Johnny Depp as her boyfriend, and so on and so on. Anyways, the movie was made in 1984, and Wes Craven actually got the idea of making the movie because he read a article in the newspaper about a Japanese kid that died in his sleep, and so he wanted to incorporate that with one of his bullies that he had named Freddy. So he wrote the script, and therefore that was the movie of 1984, and it spawns 7 sequels. Yeah, so 7 sequels it had. Last one being Freddy vs. Jason, which is more, well, yeah, and a remake, which we won't talk about. But yeah, the remake is kind of, I don't know, I have a love and hate thing for it. Yes, I loved it when it first came out. I hated it now, and then I don't know if I could watch it again. But that's okay. I guess everybody has opinion. I think the guy that did it, the remake, was pretty good. The actor, I forget his name, but I'll get to you about that later. So pretty much right now, I'm gonna go ahead and start watching some clips. I'm gonna show you guys some clips of A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984 version, the one I was telling you about, the classic. And so you'll see some clips right now. Okay? This scene is so classic. I mean, there's the shadow of Freddy Krueger right there in the background. And he stretches his arms out. Which I thought at the time when I was a kid it was pretty damn scary. I mean, after now it's kind of kind of cheesy. But the soundtrack, yeah, that's what gets me. The soundtrack itself, it's it makes your heart race. Actually, that's what it does for me, and I love those type of scenes in movies. Actually, so yeah. See, Freddy Krueger now is a little bit cheesy, a little bit cheesy right now, but I mean, it was 1984. So at the time, there was already Michael Myers, and I actually watched that after this, but I'll have to review that one later. Yes, so pretty much that already came to about, and the freaking other franchise that was already out was Friday the 13th, and they didn't really say anything. Those characters, they're pretty much, uh, especially Michael Myers, he was just gone. So that character, and then later out, we find out there's a zombie. Jason was that, and introduction, and Jason Lives, which was Friday the 13th, part six, or was that part eight, which was Jason Takes Manhattan? That's what I'm wondering right now. Huh. Anyways, like I said, Freddy Krueger was pretty much more the comical person. And the later on with the movies, actually, the stuff kind of got stupid. It was the same, but the beginning of the movies, his comedy was more dark. So that's pretty much what I liked about him later on. When I was rewatching the movies. Yeah. Um, Another thing is that Johnny Depp, this was pretty much his first role, and he was actually in this movie, and then his first role was pretty much dying. So I'm gonna watch this clip. I just like how he's just sitting with the TV on. This is funny shit. Wow. Shooty knows. And then the reverse blood right here is just like fucking amazing. It is. It's just like the best part for me, even though it's cheap, and but it's effective, and that's what I pretty much like about these graphics and this blood. You can't really change this. That's what I grew up on. The CGI stuff, CGI blood especially, does not get to me. Last best scene I like is when Freddy Krueger comes back when Nancy actually thought she already killed him, so he comes back, and that's probably my other third part, favorite part of the movie, definitely. Yeah.
I want my mother and friend again. What? I take back every bit of energy I gave.
So pretty much, you could consider Nightmare on Elm Street a classic. Still, some of the stuff, is pretty outdated. You can kind of tell like where this stuff was made and how cheaply it was done, but it's definitely still effective. It's still a cool movie. Um, I love the hell out of it. I mean, I've seen it so many times. It's definitely one of my favorite movies and definitely one of the best franchises you can watch. Because all the movies get better. Besides, I think the only one I really didn't like was part five, the Dream Child. That one, I really didn't care for it as much. It's still good. Still have cool death scenes, especially like the piece of heart. But I thought it was kind of like, probably one of the worst ones for me. Even I probably even like the new Nightmare even better. It's kind of just pretty comical, a little bit different. But it's definitely, if you're a fan of Wes Craven movies, he also did Last House on the Left, the original Hills Have Eyes. He did this other movie, Deadly Friend, pretty damn bad. But I dig it. I dig the movie actually. It's pretty funny, and I think even if you're not a horror fan per se, actually you can probably get into these movies because they have a lot of comedy stuff. They have a lot of smart stuff too. It's not just one stupid movie that you're not gonna come out with something new. That you didn't know. Because it just talk about you know dreams and just different stuff in the movie at that time. The Cold War. I think they were making fun of that in the movie. It's just funny shit. But yeah, I love the movie. It's a classic. Definitely a classic. I definitely recommend it. Give it 5 stars out of 5. I mean, classic movie. There's no there's not gonna be another horror movie in my lifetime that's gonna probably inspire me as much as this one did. You know, definitely. Anyways, so this was my first video. I want you to go ahead and hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel, and we'll be having those notifications every time when something new drops. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Later.